Really rough. And I tell you, if any listeners out there are with loved ones who have rare illnesses or chronic illnesses, just know we love you and we're thinking about you.
All right, all right. I see a bunch of you just jumped in right now on the YouTube side. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We haven't started yet. We're waiting on Keisha, but we are going to get started. We can catch her up, because I want to be mindful of everybody's time. I know it's Christmas Eve. So folks probably are with family or maybe need to do some last minute shopping. So who knows? There she is. Hey, Keisha.
Hey, hey, ladies.
All right.
Hi.
How you doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. I'm good. We're excited. So, um, see the ticker at the bottom, the website to go over there and get you some merch is right there. Also, you can follow us on Instagram at CBS Soap Dish Recap. And then make sure you guys have come in, hit that like button. And also, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button. On the podcast side, I want to thank you guys for supporting both Keisha, Trish, and I over the past 3, almost 4 years. Can you guys believe it? It'll be coming up 4 years in 2023.
That's unreal.
It's unreal. That time just flew by, didn't it?
It really did. It doesn't seem like that long.
And then, of course, in 2022, we welcome Trish to the podcast. So, hey, we're our little family is growing over here.
Well, and I'm so happy to be part of it. Thank you.
No problem, no problem. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into what happened with the Young and the Restless. And we're going to do the summary and then we'll break down everything else. Okay, so Johnny agreed to exchange Holiday's gift with Chelsea. Jack distracted Stark while Kyle, Summer, and Harrison spent Christmas Eve with Diane at the Abbott cabin. Danny surprised Daniel with a holiday visit. Mariah and Tessa were overjoyed when a prospective birth mother expressed interest in meeting them. And then they had that dream that we saw on Friday's episode. All right. And then I got to make another announcement with some of our Young and the Restless cast members. Congratulations to Michael Mueller, who is now officially engaged to his new fiance.
Oh,
Michael
Awesome.
Miller is the guy that plays Kyle, for those, that might not know who that is. And we want to send positive vibes to Eric Braden because he's recuperating from knee replacement surgery this past several weeks.
I saw that.
Yes. Yes,
That's a
yes.
big one.
Yeah, that's a big one. But he you know how he did the whole Victor stance. He was standing up outside of the hospital bed with his arm like, I got this.
I saw that. It was amazing.
It was. Okay. So let's go ahead and jump into this. What storyline you guys want to break down first?
I defer to Keisha.
What you got,
dang it.
girl?
This is like asking somebody what restaurant do you want to eat at
Oh my gosh.
when it comes to me.
Oh yeah, we
Um,
also there's another piece. The whole thing with Sally and her unexpected stomach issues.
Mm.
So we got to talk about that too. Oh my God, the chat is just lighting up. Amaya, hello, hello, hello. Melanie Corley, welcome. Javoris Kern, Jeanette Whitten, Teneferi Katz, Merry Christmas. Okay,
can we
yeah.
get the Mariah Tessa one day episode out of the way?
Okay,
Because
sure.
that was boring for me.
You know
I'm
what?
sorry.
There were a
I know
lot
it
of
was supposed to be like a very sweet episode because we know that Mariah and Tessa has been wanting to adopt, and looks like this is next week. It looks like it's going to be revealed that this is their way in. But it was just it was boring. It was boring. It was boring. It was boring because it was only them, and I can only take so much of Sharon and her sweetness. That when I don't know what it is, but when it comes to Sharon and her family, and listening to Sharon analyze everybody's emotional and mental states, because I feel like that's all of her conversations now. Everything is turned around into her giving some type of advice. It's so boring now.
Really?
Keisha, I love that you say that because when she was giving all the advice, all I could think was, where are Sharon's, glamorous romantic scenes that we miss so much? And are they setting her up for having her own mental health issues again by being so focused on everyone else? Like, what's the point of this rigid Sharon only talking about everybody else's stuff? Is that some kind of foreshadowing? What do y'all think?
Well, I did see Monday's episode. So she actually gets, and we do drop spoilers over here from time to time. So be aware. So I'll just say spoiler alert if you haven't. I know in the Canadian areas, they probably have seen it already. But Sharon does get a little vulnerable about some things on Monday, especially her missing Ray.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll get to see a little bit of that on Monday. But I do agree with you guys because that was one of, remember when we did the best and the worst? Yeah. The thing is that she really haven't gotten any good storyline. The last big storyline that Sharon had was the whole thing with the cancer, the breast cancer, remember?
Yeah.
And
yeah, because just breeze through Ray's death. It's like, okay, I'm going to fly away for a funeral and I'm coming back and nobody knows anything.
Exactly. They just went through that so fast. It was like he was gone and then no funeral, no memorial, no nothing. They left her house and came back in.
Yeah, I was so disappointed in the way they handled that. It was almost as if Ray was not a character on that show for the past however many years he had been there. Like he had only been there for a couple months.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was crazy. I didn't like how they handled that at all. I mean, I know that you know, ended his contract or whatever, but man, at least that's the same thing they did with Quinn.
Quinn, I feel the same way. It's like, I would honestly love for Quinn to come back and like Ridge go away for, a couple weeks and then come back with Quinn on his arm and they ran into each other and, sparks and since, the ladies let him. But anyway, that's for B&B. But yeah, that's the same dropped story opportunity.
Yeah, I just kind of wish they would give it. Now, if they're going to put her and Chance together, which it seemed like they might go in that direction, but then we also saw a little bit of flirting with Audra and Chance.
And it looked like Sharon was side-eyeing him.
I know, right?
Yes, she seems to kind of want to, like, she marks her territory, doesn't she? But I think that she and Chance, there's a little something there.
With who? Audra or with Sharon?
No, with Chance and Sharon. This last scene that they were in together, when she looked at him and he looked at her, the TV kind of lit up a little bit like it didn't before that moment. You know, it was like, oh, okay, there is maybe a spark there. I see it now. Okay, maybe cool. Not sure yet.
Yeah, I didn't actually know what to expect with this week. You know, usually with the holiday weeks, the Thanksgiving and the Christmas weeks, the plots that we get in a normal week, we usually don't get. But I was actually pleasantly surprised, especially with the whole thing with the Sally thing, what they were going to try to bring Sharon and Chance together, like we're just talking, and they really have a cozy moment, not too cozy, but cozy enough on Monday. But yeah, I would you guys like to see those two together, or do you think they would be boring?
I don't know. I mean, like I said, I hadn't seen any spark there until till this week. In that moment when she looked back at him, there was that little spark. So maybe let's see where it goes.
What do you think, Keisha?
I wouldn't mind it, but honestly, I think the only person that could make the Sharon character not boring right now is Adam.
Is Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think no matter who they put her with, unless they put her with another character like Adam, like Tucker, or something like that, it's going to be slightly monotone.
Now, somebody in the comments was like they could see Chance with Chelsea.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I mean, with either woman, they have that Ray connection.
Yeah, they do. They do. And then a couple of folks said that we got cheated out. Jeanette said we got cheated out of the Ray funeral and we didn't get a chance to mourn him. And she said, I don't think Sharon and Chance should get together.
Oh, because of the Ray connection.
Maybe so. I don't know. I
think that might be the thing that.
Yeah.
I wonder if maybe that would be the thing that kind of drives them together.
Yeah.
Somebody said, Amaya says Sharon is going to be with Nick down the line. It's just that obvious. I don't know.
I don't think it is.
Oh, really? I don't think that at all.
I don't think that's an obvious thing, because how many times has Sharon and Nick been single at the same time and they have not put them together?
Yeah.
Like right now, they could have. There was plenty of opportunity to move him and Sharon together, especially like before Ray passed away.
Mm-hmm.
How they were kind of. It was like they were showing Ray watching Sharon and Nick and their kids, and he was kind of getting that almost jealous kind of look when he would watch them. Mm-hmm. So my assumption was when they killed off Ray, that was going to be at that point. It seemed like, yes, maybe it was obvious that they were going to put Nick and Sharon together. But then he passed away and Nick moved on to, that was when he started hanging out with Sally?
Yeah. Well, and
he started. And it wasn't even immediately after that. It took some weeks before that even started up.
Yeah, exactly.
And there was nothing there between Sharon and Nick.
No, I honestly, and Nick is gonna, from the way it looks with Sally probably being pregnant, because she's supposed to be awaiting test results next week. Mm-hmm. More than likely, we all know what that is. I mean, it was inevitable. We've been suspecting that this was going to go down for the last month or two. But
I mean, it'll be interesting because they've never ever had a story like this before where you didn't know who the baby's daddy was.
Wow. I mean, hey, any one time, it only takes one time, but I mean, she's had sex more with Nick than she has with Adam. But that one time with Adam could be the,
It depends on whose swimmers are stronger. I don't know.
Or maybe it'll be a storyline of where, because they did this on, I think it was either Guiding Light or As the World Turns. I can't remember which soap that Ross and Blake were on. Mm-hmm. But that was her storyline. She had slept with two guys within a 24-hour period, had twins, and each one of them had fathered one of her babies.
That happened in real life.
Wow.
Been in the news, y'all. Isn't that crazy?
Like I know Nick and Sharon have a historical relationship, and they were together for several years, on and off. But it's been a while since they have been together, and I don't really see them together anymore.
It's kind of like they're just better friends.
Yeah, I agree. I think they are better off as friends.
Who was better off as friends?
Nick and Sharon.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And that's the kind of relationship. So like the way the history of their relationship, how they have had them on and off in successful relationships, because she didn't, there wasn't anything that happened with her marriage with Ray other than he passed away.
Right.
And I feel like they have given Nick a run of, a good run of being with other people. Other than Nick, there was Sharon's other, relationships that were pretty good. I feel like they don't do that on Bold and Beautiful enough.
No, I agree with
like
you.
Like this whole thing with Ridge and Brooke, everybody on that show is shipping Ridge and Brooke. There's no, they have never really had a successful relationship apart from each other after the character of Taylor became recurring and not like a permanent cast member like she kind of is now. But when they put her on that recurring status, or she would only pop up a couple of times a year, that's when that whole thing stopped with her. I don't understand why they don't do that more on that show.
Trish, I have a message for you.
What you got?
Rosemary from Florida says she missed you last week, Phyllis. I mean, Trish.
Does my voice really sound like Phyllis? Y'all, I'm from Texas. Do I have an accent?
She actually put that in one of the recaps that said, hey, tell Trish that she sound like Phyllis. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, that is so funny. Well, thank you. I think, and thank you for saying you missed me last week. That's very kind. I missed y'all too. I missed having fun.
But yeah, I don't know. It's like I would say Melanie said Nick has too many kids. Noah, Faith, Summer, and Christian. And we don't even really get to see Christian. And now you're gonna give him another kid, possibly?
Yeah, that's why I feel like this is gonna be Adam.
Now, well, I mean, let's see. So Adam has just Connor, technically Christian, but not legally. I don't know.
Or maybe if they make it Nick's, maybe it'll be a storyline where, okay, you're having a kid with Sally. Well, I'm gonna go for custody of Christian. I'm gonna take my son back from you.
That would be interesting. Now, Melanie said Adam and Chelsea should be together.
Adam and Chelsea.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Y'all think? What do y'all think about that? No.
I just can't. No, because they have. I mean, Adam literally almost killed Chelsea in an elevator. And then Chelsea had all of her issues, and then she tried to set Adam up. I mean, that relationship is going to lead to two people shoving each other off of a bridge or something. They are toxic together.
Yeah, I don't know. If he can't get with Chelsea and he can't get with Sally, if they're going to keep him there, the only next person I could say that could match his energy would be Audra.
And see, and I'm not even excited about her being on the show yet. Like, I don't have enough invested in the character of Audra yet to care one way or the other what she does, other than the fact that it annoys me that Tucker used her and then shoved her into a bathroom when Ashley showed up, because that is basically telling me that he thinks that she's just something to be used. So, and she let him, and so I don't know. I'm not feeling it yet.
You know,
I feel like with that, Audra knows what Tucker
exactly.
Like, he knows that Tucker. She knows Tucker is trying to get Ashley back. So I think they're using each other.
Yeah, their whole relationship is transactional. That's
Yeah.
all it is.
Right.
You know, she wants to get a position somewhere or get far in her
Oh,
career.
he gave her a position, all right.
Trish, you a fool. That's hilarious. Yeah, and I don't know. That whole situation with her and Tucker is just so weird. And then at the same time, he wants to romance Ashley. It's just like, okay, whatever.
It's just awkward. And I mean, if you think about it, if Ashley knew, where he just was,
Right.
she would not have even knocked on that door.
Exactly.
She has no clue that he's messing around. And I don't know. I mean, and Ashley's kind of like on the movie Clueless, where Cher said, I'm picky about the shoes I put on my feet. So I think Ashley's the same way.
Yeah, it's and honestly, really, there isn't anything Ashley could say, because him and Ashley are in a committed relationship right now.
No, they're not.
So technically, right now, Tucker can do what he wants with who he wants.
That is
he
true.
Just has to, if Ashley does decide to take him back, then he's got to cut it off. But
yeah, but I mean, just the whole ick factor of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I mean, because the first time that they was sleeping together, she ran off trying to kiss up on Noah, and then he was trying to get up under Ashley. And it's like, do y'all realize y'all just came from the room with each other?
Exactly. Yeah.
It's just, I
And
don't
I didn't
know.
hear the shower.
What'd you say, Trish?
I said I didn't hear the shower.
Yeah, okay. Really, Okay, so let's see. We got a lot of comments. Adam is going to be with Sally. Hey, honey, smile 320. Welcome. I think that Sally is going to be jealous seeing Adam and Chelsea together, but love that Chelsea is not intimidated by Sally. You think that could go down?
Maybe.
No. She seemed like she's just so up Nick's rear end. I don't know.
You might when she and Adam were together last, it was so awkward and so boring that maybe they really are done.
Yeah, I honestly, that's what I'm saying. I've seen them before. We've all seen them in previous episodes where they were really, really hot together, especially at the Newman Media office. And then they downplayed and watered that scene, pretty much making it like a limp fish scene with those two. Basically, they were trying to get because the fans were excited about those two sleeping together. They had been talking about it for 2 weeks prior, right?
Yep.
And then we finally get to see them. Then it's like wah, right? And so it's like, really? And what it ended up doing was pissing off the fans, because the fans was like, well, wait a minute. We were hoping you guys were going to put them back together, not break them up and have breakup sex.
Right, we were all sitting there with our cool towels and we didn't need them.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was a very awkward scene.
It was.
There's no way you can tell me. There's no way you can tell me that Sally didn't know before she decided to have sex with Adam that she was going to tell him that she was done with him.
Right.
Yep. But it was just, that whole thing was just weird.
It was crazy to me. I was so disappointed in that scene when I saw it. I'm like, really? That's what we doing? Y'all want to bore us with them so you can turn the fans off and say, maybe Sally and Adam shouldn't be together. No, you end up making us mad.
Exactly.
Let's see. Chelsea is not concerned about Adam. Audra is what did you say? Audra is turning into a fake tramp, going from Tucker, then Noah, then Nate, and now Chance. She did try to flirt with Nate too, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
Yeah, she was a little flirty with him.
Did you see Elena's face when Nate said that he had lunch with Audra?
Yeah, that whole scene was weird to me, because it was like, Nate, Your girlfriend just say, "Hey, come go to lunch." Oh, I went to lunch with Audra, so I thought you was at home sleep. I was like, how how cold can you be?
Nate, buddy, pretend to be a cow and have a second stomach. You go have lunch with a
Yeah,
lady.
at least go have a cup. Yeah, go get a smoothie or some lemonade or something. The girl come to show up. You just got her back.
Yeah.
She could have walked after that whole thing of you being a mole.
Right.
And then you're gonna say, "Well, no, I had lunch with Audra, so shouldn't you be at home sleeping? You woke up fast." I'm like, what?
Well, that's Nate being clueless again.
Of
Like
course.
he was clueless,
Right.
with Amani the whole time.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Exactly.
mean, y'all know we all know some Nates. I mean, just all the evidence is in front of them, and they just refuse.
Yeah, I mean, he really put his foot in his mouth. It's like, wow.
And
Um,
there, and I mean, honestly, was there anything wrong with him sitting down and grabbing a bite with her? Not really, because they knew each other. They worked together for a little bit.
mhm.
And he's not flirting with her. It's just Audra was kind of being a little bit flirty with him, and that's not his fault. But still,
Well, I
that
will
whole
say that Elena was like, "Don't you think that's kind of weird for, you coming away from a company that she's actually working with and she's cool with you about everything
Right.
versus your own family can't stand the ground you walk on." You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
she
is it
was
weird though? Because
well,
she's a contract employee. She doesn't belong to that company, so I mean, for
well,
her, it
obviously
doesn't matter.
obviously Elena picked up on something because she was like, the girl is truly a mole.
Oh
She
yeah, for sure.
So Elena picked up something to say, "I don't trust that girl. She looked like an opportunist," and she's actually right.
She is right because men know what women want them to know, but women know women, just
Yeah,
like
that's true.
just like they said,
That is
and
true.
we spot them because we know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we know when somebody trying to finesse a run game and all that old kind of stuff. So, and honestly, Elena can see through Audra because she's slithering through town. Yeah. Mm-mm. I don't like Nick and Sally just don't match well together, and she still loves Adam, but did not need to rub it in Adam's face about her with Nick. It was just so uncalled for. That was Melanie. Yeah, I don't. I just hate the way that the writers just botched that whole thing up. Mm,
Same.
this just sucks. I wanted Adam and Sally just like 3 years ago. I wanted Adam and Sharon together, and
Yeah.
then when Sally came along, I'm like, "Ooh, okay, Adam and Sally," and now this.
That energy level was undeniable.
Yeah, I know.
Or
Honey,
this.
oh wait a minute. Honey smiles. I love me some Nate, good looking man, but he's no Carter. Yeah, see, Honey smile says nobody can take her husband Carter. She said that last week. That's her husband.
Well, let me tell you, honey, smile. Carter is beautiful.
Yeah, he got a gorgeous smile. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous smile.
Lights up the screen.
What do you think, Keisha?
What about Nate?
Carter or Nate?
Eh,
Yeah. She said, ew.
I would say Carter too.
Carter. Yeah, I like
Yeah.
Carter. Carter's handsome. He got the body. He got the smile.
Now
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, if Nate cuts his hair off and he just has like the low profile cut like how Carter has,
Hmm.
I would probably pick probably
Okay.
pick him over Nate.
Does Nate have abs?
I don't know. I don't know if
I've
we've
never
seen
seen him
Nate
with his
shirtless.
shirt off.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever seen him with his shirt off either.
He's
Mm-mm.
beautiful. Got a beautiful face. Those dimples. The twinkle in that eye.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, they're obviously both beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful people.
Okay, so Melanie says that I can't wait for the showdown between Elena and Audra. It's going to happen because Elena knows Audra has the angle of not trusting going after her. I'm wondering if Audra is going to continue to sniff around Nate. Who knows? Audra might continue to sniff around anybody she can get to until once she
Yeah.
track one down.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I think she's sniffing around until somebody sniffs back.
Yeah. Because because we said Nate, we said Chance, and who else? Noah is I don't know. Noah, I think he sold on Allie.
I mean, the look on Noah's face, it's like he's got two looks. He has a smile with almost closed eyes, and then he's got a pensive look with almost closed eyes. And he's really hard to read. So I don't know what his character is thinking. Like, is he thinking about Audra when he's not with her? Is he really thinking about Allie when he's with Allie, or is he thinking about what's happening with this character?
Yeah, I don't know.
I think he really loves Allie. I just think this is why I feel like her pregnancy she brought it up to Noah a couple weeks ago might be fake, because he's literally only giving Audra the time of day now because he found out about that.
That's true.
And I feel like it's going to come out somehow that she was lying about it, and that's going to put him back in the mindset of you're trouble. We had a toxic relationship. Stay away from him.
Yeah, I don't know. Here's the thing that's interesting, because, and I hope I pronounce her name correctly, Tenerife Cats, and let me know if I mispronounce your handle. But she said Audra is staying around Nate because he's at Newman. Remember, he offered her a position.
Yeah.
So she see an opportunity. So
she is definitely an opportunist.
Right. So she could continue to get close to Nate because Nate has already opened the door for her over there. So I mean, she could be like, okay, you know what? And that's why she was so pissed off after talking to Nate when she went back over to Tucker, when she threatened to kick him to the curb, because now she was like, I don't need you no more. I got Nate offering me a job.
Nate's a poacher.
What's a poacher?
Stealing somebody else's employee.
Oh, okay.
Because he took Elena from Newman.
Right.
And now he's brought her back. And now he's trying to get Audra. It's like, he doesn't have an original anything.
Yeah, and then she also said Elena needs to also be concerned with Victoria. Now I seen that a few weeks ago. I haven't seen much of Victoria coming for Nate lately. Have you?
I think it's gonna happen.
You think it's gonna happen?
I think so too.
She seems so taken with Nate right now.
Okay.
And I feel like she loves men that.
Who is she? Audra, you mean? You talking about Audra or Victoria?
No, Victoria.
Okay.
Victoria Nate is Victoria's new shiny object, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if you go all the way back, remember Ryan was her shiny object when she was a teen, and he was Nina. And there's just this whole line of men that were her next shiny objects. So I don't know. I don't know if she'll ever have a successful relationship. I really did like Victoria with Billy, when Billy was, he was more fun and she was all rigid, and she made him more grounded and he made her more fun. And that's just gone. So,
but I think at some point, because she keeps telling Nick how Nate showed his loyalty, like all this kind of stuff to her.
Yeah.
In the company, and how impressed she is with him, and everybody around Newman loves him. Everybody loves him on their business trip to California. And I think she loves a good, successful businessman, and somebody that she feels like is going to be loyal to her. And I think that's going to draw her to him romantically. So I think she's going to try it at some point.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Well, here's the other thing that was interesting. Somebody said Audra loves Noah, but she loves power too. Amaya says Noah don't want her, so she's going to find someone to keep her warm who is powerful.
Yep. That makes sense.
Yep. Oh, Amaya also says that the love of Victoria life was Ryan.
I thought that for a while. I don't know. Maybe so. Maybe that's why she can't have love because the love of her life died.
Yeah, that's probably the case. What do you think, Keisha?
Um, that may be true, but he's not here anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Also, and she never brings him up either.
No, she hadn't.
Like, she never talked about Ryan. So I think the reason she can't have a successful relationship is because of her father.
Honey,
there is that.
Listen, Honey Smile says that she can't keep a man because Newman Enterprises is her man.
That's true too. Her father, and that company.
That company, I absolutely agree.
Yep.
Victoria, I see Billy and Victoria with Johnny more than Katie. Where is Katie?
I don't know. She must be spending the night with friends a lot.
Yeah, I mean, those are missing kids. We finally got to see Beth, which they aged her this week.
Yeah, they did age Beth, didn't they?
Yeah, and then we don't see Christian. You would think Christian, when we got Connor and Johnny, Christian should be hanging around somewhere. And we haven't seen little Katie either.
No.
Yeah, somebody said Victoria and Cole were nice together.
Really, I honestly, looking back, I thought Cole was the most boring character in history.
Oh my gosh.
I honestly don't remember much about Cole.
Yeah, well, obviously he must have been boring. Oh my God. You know what? Honestly, I think to me, the best person that they matched her with, and we've said this before, was Ashlyn Locke.
Well, I mean, yeah,
until he went off the rails. I mean, her and Ashlyn had the chemistry was good. I think the chemistry with Robert Newman, Ashlyn, which I forgot the guy that was the first Ashlyn Locke, but the Robert Newman Ashlyn Locke, they have really good chemistry together.
I thought both of the men played the character really well.
They did. Mm-hmm.
Different nuances.
Mm-hmm.
But the only way that would have worked is if the story would have went in the positive, where he would have actually supported Victoria and been, good side.
Because they're their match. I mean, business wise, romantic wise, they like to, the big business bureaucratic type of stuff in the C-suite. They would have been perfect together. Yeah, she said the writers really blew it with Ashlyn.
Yeah, I agree.
Yep, that sucked. But anyway. And they said just like Jeremy isn't meant to last. You know what? Let's move into that whole storyline because what we had. Okay, let's break it in half. We had Diane being in the cabin, spending whatever time, and then we had Jack and this whole negotiations with Jeremy Stark.
What negotiation,
Jack? Right, exactly.
Yeah.
That man gave away the kitchen sink, the house, the car, and even the cat. I mean, seriously, for no reason.
Just like I said last week, there is no reason for all. And to be honest, there's really no reason to send Diane out of town.
Yeah.
Oh, she'll be back next week.
But it was stupid to just send her out. Like, what was the point of you sending Diane out of town and paying this man money? And like, for what? They may as well have just kept Diane there and tried to pay this man the money, because clearly all he wanted to do was not all he wanted to do, but he wants to talk to Diane for whatever reason, and the money isn't good enough. So I just don't understand. I didn't understand what their point of sending Diane away was. And why would you ever think that paying a criminal $1 million is going to get him off of Diane's butt? Because probably what somebody like him is going to do is take that money and come back and say, you know what? I need you to pay me more money because I'm not satisfied. I still need to talk to Diane, and I still haven't talked to her. So until I get to talk to her, you're going to keep paying me money. Yep. Otherwise, I'm going to keep looking for her.
Yeah, that whole thing. And then he turned around and take him on a wild goose chase.
Yeah, that was so. It's pointless.
That whole thing annoyed me beyond.
Well, here you're gonna be even more annoyed next week.
Uh, y'all, next week's my birthday. I don't want to be annoyed on my
Oh,
birthday.
when's your birthday?
The 28th.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's see. What's today? Today is the 24th. Oh, okay. So it'll be the 31st, New Year's Eve, when we get ready to do the next show. We gotta send birthday shout outs. We can't forget about yours either. Yours is in the summer, right? Keisha, you were in
Yeah, I'm a
July.
July baby.
Yeah, okay. And I'm in April. So
All right.
we spread all throughout the year.
We got the seasons covered.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you really gonna be annoying next week. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. Diane is coming back to play a game with Jeremy next week. And Jack kisses Diane and it's his initiation. So yep.
Okay, here we go.
And I know that you are not a Diane fan, Trish. I know. I know.
I mean, I love to hate Diane.
Okay.
You know, we'll just put it that way. There's a couple of people that when they've come back on, it's like, oh, are you kidding? I have to look at this face. No, that's not how I feel about Diane at all. I love to hate Diane.
Yeah, and the crazy thing about this is that even with this whole plan that Diane is trying to create, which is going to inspire Jack to do that kiss, you already gave dude $1 million.
Right.
So it's like he just got some free money. She came back to town. You could have just waited and she would have showed up anyway.
Right.
I wish somebody could just hand me a briefcase with $1 million, but I don't look intimidating enough, I guess.
Yeah, the writers just, oh my God, what were you thinking?
Yeah,
That's
they just
crazy.
put this story together.
You know, I mean, gosh. And then they lied to Ashley because Ashley's gonna be like, you just told me the girl was gone. You know what I'm saying? And now she's back. Exactly. She'll pop back in. She must have lost her connection, Keisha.
Oh,
yeah.
dang. Okay.
But let me see. I wonder when we find out who was working with Ashlyn. We probably will never figure that out. Tenerife. Probably never. Before Ashlyn died, he had that guy in his hotel room. We only saw him from behind. I forgot about that guy.
I did too. That's a good memory. Wouldn't it be something if Ashland and Tucker and Diane and Jeremy were all in bed together, and it all comes out that maybe the head injury didn't kill Ashland. I mean, I don't know.
Well, here's the other thing.
If we want to take it to
So I saw Monday. Story. Yeah, because here's the other thing. They both are just hypocrites, both Jack and Ashley. Jack kisses Diane later next week. Monday's episode, we see Ashley kissing Tucker.
Yeah, crazy.
I made really sure, listen, I made sure that I clipped that because I got to use that on my spoiler thumbnail.
Yep. Oh my gosh.
That's crazy.
I saw that spoiler and I was like, Ashley, no, you have no idea where those lips have been.
Oh my God. He was just, you kissing Audra. You know what I'm saying? Gosh. Tucker's going after Jabot, Ashlyn going after Newman, Audra after Chancellor. Yeah, that pretty much was how it went this year. Audra, yeah, well, Audra's going after Chancellor for Tucker, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So, hold on 1 second. Let me see. I'm gonna resend her the link.
All right.
Maybe. Okay.
I wonder if Audra's like she's.
Oh, there she is. Okay. There you go.
Have I told y'all how annoyed I am with the way that they changed this freaking act? That Anchor act.
Yeah, I heard it's been pretty. They changed a lot. It's crazy. Yeah, it is going to be an interesting 2023. Very much so. Oh, you missed out, Keisha. So next week, I think you heard about Diane or Jack kissing Diane, not the other way around.
Mm-hmm.
But also Ashley and Tucker kisses each other on Monday.
I saw that in the preview.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But
Yep.
neither of those situations was surprising.
Yeah, and the thing is, they need to stop sniping at each other because the thing is, y'all doing what the other's hating. She don't want him to be with Diane. Jack don't want her to be with Tucker, but y'all smooching those people.
Yeah.
Yep. Willingly.
Willingly. Exactly. Somebody said, do you remember that Phyllis was with Adam for a short time? That was.
Phyllis wasn't romantic with Adam.
I thought that was a whole thing about the fact that they were outsiders and that they were trying to put a business or something together.
Yeah, they didn't ever get together. It was just business, right?
I thought it was business too.
Yeah, I don't remember them ever being involved at all.
Now, I think this one is you, Keisha. Somebody said that Jack and Phyllis should never be together again. That whole fact relationship died in circa 2006.
I am with you 100%. Tricia, do not believe that Jack should be with Phyllis. I think that Phyllis, once all this comes out about Diane and everybody realizes they've been had, if that's how the story goes, which I hope it is, I want Jack to come crawling back to Phyllis, and I want Phyllis to basically tell him, I tried to tell you, you didn't listen to me. I begged you to listen to me. You didn't listen to me. And no, go away. And I would love if Danny's back. I know they didn't actually have a love affair in the very beginning, but I would really love for them to come together for Daniel and their grandkid. And I would love for Jack to be hating that Daniel and Phyllis are together. So that would be my definite want for that storyline.
Yeah, but I already saw the previews and the spoilers for that one. Danny is coming back from cricket, and I don't know how that. I don't know how that, because it wasn't cricket. Isn't cricket married to Paul?
She's married to Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul.
I don't know. Did they break up that we didn't know about or something? I don't know.
Nobody said anything.
That's weird. Yeah, and the way that it's described, because according to the SOD, they supposed to disappear into the sunset somehow, Danny and Cricket. So I'm like, what?
Wow.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah, so but Keisha, wasn't that also you that said you don't think Jack and Phyllis should get back together?
I've never liked Jack and Phyllis as a couple. Like even the first time they got together, I didn't really care for that couple. And I definitely this time they shouldn't have gotten back together, because this was this last go around was that whole situation where Phyllis basically sabotaged her relationship with Nick. Yep. And then after Jack did sending all of those signals to Phyllis, which caused her to start thinking in that direction, because initially when Jack told Phyllis how he felt, Phyllis was like, I'm happy with Nick. We're always going to be good friends. I love you, blah, 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 but I'm happy with Nick. And then she started trailing off because Jack still could not keep his mouth shut, couldn't stop with oh, I'll always love you. You'll always be, special to me, XYZ, all that kind of stuff. And then Phyllis started getting those feelings back for him and started sabotaging her relationship with Nick, only to break up with him. And then her and Jack still didn't get together.
Yep. Yeah, that whole thing was so crazy. I remember us talking about that. I mean,
he caused all that chaos between
Nick
and Phyllis, and they still didn't end up getting together because Jack said that he didn't think that it was the right time for him, or he wasn't ready, or whatever he came up with.
Yes,
like, what was the point? What was the point of all of that?
Now,
they went through all of that for them not to even ever get back together.
It was ridiculous, and it just made me so annoyed because I happen to be a Nick and Phyllis fan. I think Phyllis makes Nick fun, and they have a blast, and I love their banter when they're just sitting there after they've been together and they're playing video games. By the side of the sofa. those are just always, they seemed real, they seemed fun, they seemed lighthearted when they were together. She wasn't so serious and he wasn't so, you know, I mean, they were good together. And I'm a huge Nick and Phyllis fan, even though Nick and Sally are together right now.
Well, okay, so Honey Smile 320 said Jack calms Phyllis down. They are the perfect balance.
Oof.
And
I
then
think
Jenna,
Tracy
on the other
Miracle.
hand, she was like, I agree about Phyllis. I never want her with Jack. Danny is also coming back to beat up on Phyllis about her past. This whole
Oh,
Diane story has
interesting.
been about beating up on Phyllis. So I guess what he gonna tell her about herself for all her stuff that she done? I don't know. That's
Like
weird.
she doesn't know, like she hasn't beat herself up
She
for
hasn't. That girl hasn't taken accountability for anything. She hasn't. That's just me. I'm telling you.
I think looking back,
If they're bringing Danny and Cricket back into the picture, I can definitely see them bringing that past of
for sure.
Yep.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, it cost it. Yeah, it cost the woman that he loved the ability to have a baby. So
Phyllis got insecure with Nick in 2021, and Jack was feeding those insecurities. What do you?
No, Phyllis made it up in her mind.
Oh, okay.
And because that was part of her sabotaging that relationship.
Yep.
And that was when she all of a sudden she hated the Newmans. She knew that the Newmans didn't like her. She would never she would never get along with his family. But it's like you also don't get along with Jack's sisters.
Right.
So what difference does it make which family you're involved with?
Yeah.
I mean, her and Ashley are getting along right now just for the purpose of trying to get Diane out of town, but her and Ashley don't like each other. No, and I think Tracy tolerates her because of Jack.
Tracy
knows that Jack. Yeah, exactly. He tolerates everybody, so it's not just something with Phyllis. So you don't like either one of those men's families. So that was the main argument that she kept making with Nick, is that you're always going to put your family first. Your family is never going to like me, XYZ. But it's like, that's pretty much any family of the man that you're involved with, because you don't get along with anybody.
Yeah.
You're just looking for excuses.
You know what would be fun to see bringing Tracy's name back up again would be for, Tracy never loses control, right? She's always so mild-mannered and so forgiving and has always taken the high road. And it would be fun at some point to have Tracy in a room with all these people and had been maybe having a few drinks and having them go on and whining about stuff and just have her just lose it and just go off on everybody.
Oh my goodness.
TikTok and list off the heinous stuff. I just think those are just fun scenes to watch because you can't really do that. It's socially unacceptable, but it'd be fun to watch it on TV.
Now,
pretty funny.
Honey Smile said Phyllis, which was played by Gina Tognani, and Billy with Jason Thompson were perfect together. The chemistry between those two. Phyllis.
I did not like the Phyllis and Billy either.
Really?
I
okay.
It. No, I didn't. And I really wished that they would have put Nick and Phyllis together when Gina was still playing that character. That's who I would have really loved to see together.
Okay.
I just didn't see that. She's a great actress, but I mean, I guess there's people who are just that. I just love Michelle Stafford as Phyllis. There's never another one.
Okay. Jenna says, I think that Phyllis has paid the ultimate price for her past. Yeah, yep. I agree with that. Nick had an affair with Phyllis on Sharon because when Cassie died, it destroyed Nick and Sharon's marriage. Then Phyllis did too.
Phyllis didn't destroy that marriage. Nick destroyed that marriage.
Absolutely. Phyllis was just trying to find her son. ran away with Lily.
Oh my goodness. Victor had her raped on her honeymoon with Jack.
Yes.
Phyllis was redeemed for her past by Mr. Bell himself when he put her in jail for the first time she was married to Jack.
Yeah.
Let me see. Diane
And
tried to
she
faint.
wasn't, y'all, I'm sorry I have to interrupt. She wasn't just raped that one
Oh,
time.
you gotta say
As
grape.
long as he
Grape.
was in that,
Trish. Grape. Grape.
great. She wasn't great that one time. It
Mhm.
was every time
Mhm.
until the real Jack came back. I mean, to me,
Mhm.
that storyline made me sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a lot.
That was
It was
crazy.
sick.
It was crazy, crazy, crazy. Diane tried to frame Phyllis, and that scene in jail was horrific. Michelle played the heck out of that scene. It was when Mr. Bell decided he loved the character and wanted her to stay on the show. Somebody said, Jenna said, I want some of Tracy's happy pills.
Right?
That
We all
girl is
do.
always happy. I'm not mad at her though. Beth Maitland is an excellent actress.
Yeah.
And then Jack is going to regret treating Phyllis horribly, that he will be begging her back for another chance after he finds out Diane's true colors on hiding more secrets. You think so? I wonder what else she got up her sleeve. What else you think she's hiding? You think there's more to this Jeremy thing?
I'm still convinced that her and Jeremy have teamed up.
They're
working together to get that money.
Yeah, I think so.
Which would be stupid of her because she's got a job with her son right now.
No, I don't think that she's still working there. I thought she quit.
I mean, well, she's moved up to the cabin right now, so of course she had to quit. But I don't think that that's a long-term thing. They didn't fire her.
I wonder how they're going to play that out, because now Phyllis is gone working over there with her son. If they hire Diane back, oh God, that's going to start a frenzy.
Would it though?
Possibly. You don't think so?
I mean, she was working there before. She didn't get fired. She just
quit.
Because they thought
she quit.
You know, she's supposed to be out of town now. She moved away. So I don't think they would cause a frenzy with Phyllis because I mean she was already working there. It was her quitting. She didn't get fired and then they hired her back.
Okay. Yeah, that's true. They say Diane is hiding money, and they think that Jeremy and Diane has a kid together somewhere.
I don't know where that idea.
That would be an interesting. That would be an interesting thing to do, though. I mean, if they wanted to throw that in, and this guy shows up to town and says to Kyle, "Hey, I'm your brother, or I'm your sister."
Like the kid that she gave away for adoption or something.
Maybe or something. I don't know. But that kid would have to be like 10 years old, because it wouldn't be an adult kid.
Right.
Well, but okay, so if you think about it, Kyle was how old when she died? Like 8?
Something like that. But the thing is that it's
at least years ago, 22, 23, 24 years ago.
Yeah, but the way that the storyline is set up, she left 10 years ago. So if she met Jeremy while in LA, it would be under 10 years. You know what I'm saying? They Sorod Kyle. That's why.
No, I know, but I'm just thinking I don't know. It's a lot of intricate.
That would be a lot of intricate parts.
Yeah.
Okay, so what else happened this week? So we also saw, hold on. Danny surprised Daniel. I wonder, well, it looked like we kind of talked about how that all went down. But what do you guys think about the whole situation with Johnny and the gifts with Chelsea and then Adam showing up?
I think Chelsea getting him a gift is too soon. Like, he literally just had a breakdown. How long ago was this? About a month ago? Month and a half ago? And while this wasn't just the one thing that caused that breakdown. Of course, it was multiple things. But she's alone right now. She was trying to form that connection with Johnny, and she had that breakdown. And you've only been in therapy for she was in that inpatient treatment for a few days. She's been in therapy for a few weeks now from an attempt. And you're going right back to the issue that kind of triggered that incident. I think, in my opinion, I think that's too soon. Like you still need to go through some more therapy. Make sure that you're for real, all good before you start trying to reconnect, or not even reconnect, connect in general with Johnny. And also, Billy was one of the ones that was telling her maybe this isn't a good idea, and now he's all of a sudden, her champion when it comes to Johnny.
Right.
It just doesn't. I don't know. To me, it's just not a good idea right now.
What do you think, Trish?
I mean, I look at it from a couple of different angles. Exactly what Keisha said. And it's also the holidays, and it makes people come into different feelings. And she is, I think, still grasping for lifelines on, I don't think she's holding on to the anchor that's going to pull her under anymore. But I do think that, in situations like the one she's coming out of, there are days where every hour, every half hour, maybe every minute, people are going through things where they're grasping for something to hold on to. And then they're okay. And then they're grasping for something. And then they're okay, because you just don't know when the trauma is going to creep up while you're learning how to manage through it. And so I think that might be what we're seeing right now, is that she's kind of grasping for how to have a relationship with him, when it should just be to let it occur. Let him come to you. Don't force one. It's not about what you want to do for or with him. Let him come to you when he's ready, and just let it organically go. But obviously with a soap, you can't, you wouldn't have a storyline if you just let things organically grow.
Right.
I think that's where we are with that, if that makes sense.
So I do see, because somebody was like, Adam showed up because they had plans. They did. They already had scheduled plans, plus he had planned to take Chelsea over to the Newmans, right?
Yeah. Which was another weird decision.
Yeah. Because that whole environment gotta be, anyway, yeah, exactly. Now Johnny wanted the gift because they did kind of baby step this thing. He took it, say, hey, she has a gift. Do you want us to just pick it up? He wanted to take the gift, and then the little boy also decided that he wanted to buy her a gift. So, granted, the parents are the gatekeepers to the kids, but they pretty much, I guess, how old is Johnny now? 13. So
that's about like 12, 13.
Yeah, so they kind of just letting him move how he wants. However, Victoria is struggling. And, like Honey Smile 320, she said Victoria is being kind of petty. These are kids, they're brothers. She couldn't have really thought that the boys wouldn't want to have a relationship, especially in a small town like Genoa City.
And that they already knew each other.
They
didn't know each other.
They were cousins originally. What they say, de facto cousins, I think he called it, or something like that.
Yeah,
I think this pulls Victoria right back into the time when she was trying to conceive and couldn't conceive. And I think that it's just pulling all of those insecurities right back to the surface. And as professional as she is, and as put together as she is with her business stuff, although sometimes like a hurricane, she's a very insecure character, and she is threatened, and she doesn't know how to handle it. It's just another case of somebody needing to know how to manage through the emotions that they're having without lashing out.
Yeah, that's what Melanie.
I do.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I do agree with how Victoria and Billy decided to handle it, where they basically handled it the same way as they did previously when they found out Chelsea wanted to meet Johnny, and they talked to Johnny first and asked him how he felt about it. And I think ended up forcing it on him in the beginning, because he said, I don't want to know. I don't care who my bio mom is. And then they ended up telling him anyway. I can't remember if it was,
they blurted it out.
Yeah. So they handled it the same way, where they, sitting with him and asking him how he felt about it, and they kept the same energy where they let him make the decision. And yes, since he decided, I don't have a problem with it, I'll accept her gift, and I want to go get her something. I guess that makes it a little bit better. So it's not like they forced a gift on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or Chelsea didn't corner him and try to shove a gift in his hand or anything like that. I just think from the standpoint of Chelsea herself, like, the first thing is that she wants to do is she's trying to put herself back in Johnny's life again. I feel like by getting him that gift in the first place, and I just think she probably could have given it a little bit more time.
Now, Melanie says Victoria is insecure of Johnny getting closer to Chelsea, but Billy said that Johnny has another family with Adam, Chelsea, and Connor. So you were not like that with Reed being closer to Mac. What are you getting about that comment?
Johnny does not have another. He said Johnny has a family.
Well, Billy said that he did. He
Oh,
told Victoria
Billy
that
said.
Johnny had another family with Adam, Chelsea, and Connor.
That's not, to me. That's not fair to say.
I don't think so.
Because that's not, Chelsea is not his, yes, biologically, but Chelsea is not his mother. So that's not his perfect family. His family is with Victoria and Billy, and the Newmans and the Abbott, not with Chelsea.
I wonder why he say Adam is his family. I could see Connor because they're biological brothers, but how did Adam fit in that?
Because he's Connor's dad.
Yeah, yeah.
He's an uncle. I mean, he's Victoria's half brother. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
But I
okay.
mean, they're not close. So that statement, when Billy said it, I was like, what did he say?
It reminded me of that meme. They go, what did he say?
Yeah. I don't think that statement's going to hold up, but
okay. Victoria is really threatened by Adam. She knows if Adam got his act together, he can take her place in Newman and be under their father's good graces. And that's going down next week. Victor is trying to get him back in the fold next week.
No matter what.
Adam better stay where he
is. Yeah, I mean, my thing
no matter
is.
what Victoria ever does, he will never be the son.
Well, here's the other.
No matter what Adam does, he'll never be one of his, original children.
Right.
I wish. See, here's where they dropped the ball at with Adam and that whole thing. I had been saying for months he needed to be separate away from the Newmans and do his own thing. As long as they're going to keep taking him through all that chaos, he needed to just be away from them. He finally get a job as the CEO, co-CEO of Jabot, and the writers never put in anything where we see him having an active role over there.
It was literally a day and a half.
Yeah, well, we saw Kyle telling him to leave the photo shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we see him around the office like once every 2 months.
Exactly. So it's like if you were going to move him away from that, show him really doing something huge over at Jabot, and then Victor could have been like, dang, I really screwed up.
Right.
But now you just want him back in. It's like, come on, y'all dropped the ball on that one too.
Definitely.
Let's see what we got. Billy and Chelsea look like a little family with Johnny and Connor. And Adam was Johnny's uncle too. Yeah, we was just talking about that. Adam was never passionate about Jabot. Well, we never really got to see it, whether he was passionate about or anything, because they never put him. He was either running behind Sally or drinking at the bar, which is what Phyllis was talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, so did we cover everything this week?
I feel like
because we talked about Mariah, we talked about we talked about
Adam's conversation with Victor when he was, pleading for Chelsea to be invited to family Christmas, which was weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I have to come and beg you to allow Chelsea to be at the Christmas dinner, then she probably just don't need to be there. Because why would you want to put her in that situation where she's going to be feeling awkward?
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Like, just go have Christmas dinner with her and Connor instead of bringing her into that awkward situation where he obviously has a problem with Chelsea.
Right. You
So
know what we
I
can't
agree with
forget
that.
we can't forget about Sally and her stomach issues.
That's right. Yeah, we did touch on that a little bit about having that they've never done a.
Oh yeah, we did talk about that one. Okay, yeah, because
That was
somebody
only like a little 5-minute segment,
it
right?
it was so quick and so short.
But you know what I'm glad that happened in that conversation is that now Nick knows how unstable Sally's childhood was, and that she had to always fend for herself and count on her grandma, but at the same time, your parents abandon you. There's going to be all kinds of issues. So I'm glad she confided that in him.
Yeah, her coming from a carny background. I mean, in the end, the parents just left them, her and Coco.
Yep.
And then, obviously the grandma raised them, and then of course Sally's OG Sally Spectra was grandma's sister, which was on the Bold and the Beautiful side back in the day. But it was interesting how they were able to bring this new Sally 2.0 into this whole soap opera world after the whole original Sally Spectra. So
yeah.
Adam is the black sheep, but he done good by saving Faith from the car accident to give her one of his kidneys and saving Nick from the tornado in Kansas. But the family forgets. Listen, Melanie, I've been saying that for a year.
Yep. We're right there with you.
It's like they always see him as being evil, and it's like this man has done nothing for you guys. Come on.
Right.
I think Nick brought it up one of these episodes in the last couple of weeks. I can't remember what the conversation was about, but I thought he said something about Adam giving Faith the kidney or something like that.
Yeah.
I can't remember who he was talking to.
Yeah, but everybody they just don't see the good in this man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But it's just it's I got to the point I'm like, I'm so over that. Just and that's why when he moved away from that family, I was like, man, Jack, cool. He took the job. Let's do something, and they gave him nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did see that, Jenna. I did see that. Go ahead.
The conversation between Summer and Kyle about whether or not to go up to the cabin was Diane. I feel like they took an entire episode of talking about how they could go visit Diane without Jeremy possibly following them. And it's like, you guys went in circles for an insane amount of time just to come to the conclusion that you just have to come up with a distraction to make sure Jeremy isn't following you guys.
Right.
Yeah, that whole thing was crazy.
It was pointless.
I mean, there literally could have been like, a 145-second conversation of Jack and Summer and Kyle saying, I really want to see Diane. And Jack could say, why don't I distract Jeremy so y'all can get out of town to go to the cabin?
Yeah.
Summer and Kyle could say, that's a great idea. We'll go get Harrison ready.
Right.
Text us when you have him distracted.
It took the entire episode for them to come up with that.
Scene. Now let's go show us something glamorous and beautiful, because this is not interesting.
And again, why not just keep Diane there?
Right.
Like, wouldn't you feel safer with her being in the Abbott home? You guys being there with her. And if Jeremy wants to talk to her, then just tell him, okay, you can talk to her, but we're all going to be here while you do.
Right. It's just, girl, that whole thing was so crazy. It was, I mean, everything from the lack of negotiations and him giving away $1 million to her going there and then she'll be back next week. It's just, it's like you and like you say, them spending a whole episode just to plan that whole thing.
I saw somebody in the Facebook group say something about if Diane is so concerned about Jeremy, why is she walking around up there in the woods by herself with the door unlocked to the cabin?
Right.
Because they just walk right in the cabin.
Mm-hmm. And the thing is, didn't you just said about Diane walking around through the woods?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-mm. Now, I thought maybe she had left because she didn't know who was around. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I hear somebody. Let me go hide or something. But
Yeah,
even that would be
yeah.
stupid to walk through the woods trying to hide from somebody.
Right.
Footprints in the snow. It's cold.
Right.
Run.
Mm-hmm. I think that was it. Did we have Abby news this week? Devon? Not really,
No.
right?
I don't think there was anything at all with them.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna drop a couple of other nuggets and then we're gonna move over to bold. Yeah, so I did see that Summer is going to put Diane on notice on Monday. And then Diane is going to admit that she really isn't scared of Jeremy Stark.
Who's she admitting that to?
Kyle and Summer.
Another lie.
Yep, she's admitting that to Kyle and Summer. Yep. All right. I don't want to give away everything on Monday because I see it in the comments. Yeah, so it looked like Nate and Devon is gonna have a cute moment too on Monday. Yep. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the bold and the beautiful. And before we move into that, please, you guys, if you haven't hit that like button on the YouTube side, smash the like button to let YouTube algorithm know that they can share the content to anybody else who's going to watch. So I'll put that out there. All right, so let's do the summary for bold, and we're going to break this whole thing down. And yeah, it's a hot mess, especially that Christmas party. Especially the Christmas party. Okay, so hold on. My system is like, come on, Slowpoke. Okay, here we go. All right, for the Bold and the Beautiful for the week of December 19th, a high-speed police chase landed Sheila in her old neighborhood. Katie's annual heart test results took her life in a new direction. Bill sunk further into a dark place. The Logans and Forresters celebrated Christmas, and Charlie and Pam gave Brooke and Ridge a wait a minute, let me get this right. Charlie and Pam gave Brooke and Ridge's destiny a nudge.
I hate that word.
I had to say it right. Oh Lord, where you guys want to start? Y'all sound disappointed.
I had to pick the last one. It's your turn, Trish.
Okay. All right. So when Steffi and Finn were with Kelly, I thought that was a really cute scene where they were sitting there and talking about what they wanted for Christmas, and she was like, "I have everything I want," because they were all together.
Right.
And I thought that was just quite an adorable scene for Christmas. And the outfit Steffi was wearing was just beautiful.
Yeah, it was. Everybody was talking about that girl's outfit.
Fantastic.
Yeah, I thought that was a cute scene that they had their little cozy Christmas with Kelly, you know. I am not happy about the fact that they didn't have them over at the Forrester mansion. I don't.
Why were they not at the? Why? They are literally his granddaughter and great granddaughter, and Kelly was there with her dad.
Right.
But why weren't Steffi and Finn and Hayes there?
Exactly. I just couldn't understand that. Keisha messaged me last night and she said, should I finish even watching this? Did Steffi and Finn even show up? I'm like, nope.
I was so annoyed.
Yep.
There were, I mean, this was the, oh, Jesus. Okay. I mean, even with his biological older kids not being there.
Yeah.
You know, because you would think, I don't know, it recast them or something if they can't. I don't know.
I really wish they would, because it's just.
It was the Logan family.
It was basically the Logan family Christmas. Like, I know Zendaya was there, Douglas and Kelly, but like, why was and I understand why Thomas wouldn't be there
Right.
now, but why wasn't Steffi?
Thank you, Steffi and Fan and the baby.
Yeah,
that makes zero sense. And they barely got Ridge through the door.
Right.
Yeah, and my thing is, I'm like, so I know that Eric and Donna are dating.
Mm-hmm.
But if I was Eric, I would be like, you know what, you go have Christmas with your sisters. You guys have a good time. I'm gonna go spend time with my son because he's, going through some stuff right now. Let's spend time with my son and my grandkids. Because I want to be there with them and show them some support and some love, whatever. But it's like he just carried on with his Christmas, no concern about what's going on with Thomas. His granddaughter isn't there. None of his other kids are there. He wasn't even sure if Ridge was going to show up or not.
Right.
It's just Ridge, Liam, and Eric are basically Logans. They've been Logans for the last, I don't know,
2 days.
Exactly.
Yeah, 10, 20 years.
You might as well throw Carter in there now.
Yep, Carter too. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of everybody in that cast advocating for Ridge and Brooke to be there. It's so annoying.
Did you hear Pam?
Yeah, that was the one that's
oh
the one that really
my
made
God.
me mad.
I was Pam. Oh my God, Stephanie would have wanted this. I'm like, are you serious?
No, she would not. And just like I was telling, so when I messaged you yesterday, what I was saying was that whole little setup when Stephanie's character passed away, and they had her and Brooke mend their relationship, and they all of a sudden became best friends in the last couple months of her character being on the show. That whole little setup, I don't care what that whole little setup did. I don't care what Stephanie said. We wanted Ridge and Brooke together. They were always meant to be. No, you are not going to take 20, however long she was on that show when she passed away, 20 years, 25 years, whatever, 20 years of history, and just flush it down the toilet in 2 months because her character is passing away. That is not what Stephanie would have wanted. And Pam saying that was just ridiculous. And that's what I was saying earlier when we were talking about Nick and Sharon. That's what annoys me about Bold and Beautiful is literally everybody on that show is always advocating for Brooke and Ridge to be together, other than Taylor and her kids, of course. But literally everybody else on that show is. So if that's how it's going to be, then I wish the writers would just stop playing with the idea that Ridge is going to leave Brooke and coming up with these stupid little schemes that other people do to get them broken up, because we know how it's going to end. At least with like Nick and Sharon, or like Victoria and Billy, or some of these other staple couples, we know that there's a possibility that they will actually not come back together at some point. I don't know how to explain it.
All I know is it was just deplorable to watch. Now, I will say, hold on. Amaya said Susan Flannery wanted Brooke and Stephanie to have a final scene. So I guess Susan Flannery was the one that played Stephanie. And so I guess maybe she was the one that wanted that scene of the whole reuniting, the rivalry ending, according to what Amaya says. Now, do you guys remember anything about that?
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't know how the storyline came about. However it came about, it was a horrible choice with the history of that show.
Oh, okay, got you.
Even if it was an actress that said she wanted them to mend their relationship, it didn't have to be in that way. Like, they went from one extreme of hating each other to the very other end of the spectrum of that's who she ended up spending her last moments with.
Mhm.
Like, that was ridiculous for that storyline. If that's what she wanted, then they should have built up to that starting the 5 years prior. Because having it done in like a matter of months was just, it was unbelievable, and it was just dumb.
Yeah, Digit Denny says that the episode, I guess yesterday, left me so sick to my stomach that I couldn't even comment on the recap. I'm just over the Brooke and the Beautiful. The Brooke and the Beautiful.
Yes.
The
That's exactly what
history,
show is.
the history of the show has been erased.
Yes, it has.
That is, and Jenna says that was when Brad Bell took over the show with this core four. He rewrote the story about Brooke and Stephanie.
Yep.
Now I gotta say, because there's in the comment section on the YouTube side, there's some folks that's not liking the reunion of Paris and Zende. I'm actually okay with it.
Yeah, I am too. Because I don't see her with anybody else on the show.
Same.
Paris has not, she's been Kim tested with everybody, and it just didn't work. And the only one that it works with is Zende.
Yep.
If they're going to keep her around and they want her in a relationship, Zende is probably the only fit. What do you guys think about the whole Katie Hart storyline?
Okay, what? Dr. Buckingham, really?
Which I didn't know she was a cardiologist.
Same.
I
When
knew
did that happen?
I feel like when they have a doctor on the show, their specialty is every area, any area that somebody is dealing with on the show at that moment.
Then Katie should have listened. Then Katie should have saw Finn then.
Yeah, well, yeah, Finn, exactly.
Oh, Finn, yeah.
Was Finn is a doctor?
Yeah.
I mean, are they bringing her? Are they bringing Dr. Buckingham back? Because everything that she touched was negative when she was on the show before.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen anything yet about whether or not she's gonna be like a permanent fixture or anything. But I like Paris and Zende. I mean, I know a lot of people are not a fanatic of her hair. I've been seeing that all through my comment section.
She's absolutely beautiful. I love everything she does with her hair and her beautiful makeup and her clothes. I just think she's stunning.
Hold on. Somebody else said something. Oh, Susan Flannery said it in her exit interview about the whole storyline with her. That's where it came from.
That's fine. It was still stupid.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole Christmas party, I was over it. I was not happy about it. I did not like the fact that they was pushing the issue. I did not like the fact that Finn and Hayes and Steffi wasn't there.
Yep.
Even Taylor, I mean, but then that gives Brooke the one up to kiss under that mistletoe with Ridge. And I'm like, if y'all, I mean, because my thing is she was so like even Ridge told her, I know that you don't need no man right now. How did he describe it? He said, I know you're not into men. Yeah, you swear off men for right now or whatever, or at least me. That's what he said. But then they end up sharing that kiss and they looking all googly eyes at each other. I'm like, you want the man, go get him. I mean, just be over this. I'm just done with this.
Please.
They took us through the last 6 months of this whole thing with the pine cone and CPS and Steffi and Thomas trying to get them back together and Taylor coming to town. Taylor finally gets them in Aspen and all this kind of stuff, only to end up on Christmas Eve right back where we are. When Christmas Eve 2021, she was figuring out this whole thing with Deacon.
Right.
Yeah. I feel like the only reason they brought Taylor's character back was to put her in the middle of the storyline, which is annoying. Like, if you're going to bring her character back, give her something different, please.
And I love this. I love Taylor.
I do too.
I like Krista Allen's bubbliness.
Me too.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean,
fresh air.
And that's why people last week with the whole, they're the two of them teaming up, to say no to Brooke choosing themselves. Everybody was over the moon excited about that.
Yep.
But like we said on last week's call, how long is that going to last? And here we are, what, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day or whatever it was on the show, Brooke and Ridge in the Destiny word.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, that's why I didn't get too happy about that whole thing.
Yeah.
Right.
To do it.
I knew it wasn't going to last very long.
But
and I think you said it before, when you said that this version of Taylor, Krista Allen's version, has a lot more chemistry with Ridge than Brooke does.
Yeah, did you see that sex scene that they had in Aspen?
Yeah.
I think their personalities in general, because this Ridge is a little more lighthearted and not as serious as the previous actor that played Ridge was. And the same with this Taylor. She's a little more free-spirited and lighthearted than the previous Taylor.
Right. Yeah, I follow one of the platforms that's out of Australia on the Instagram side, and they happen to post a video of that scene, because obviously I think they're like weeks behind us. So they're seeing just now the whole Aspen thing, right?
Oh, the chase.
Yeah, well, they also, I guess at this point, from what they posted on their platform, they reposted that whole scene with Ridge and Taylor and Aspen in their little hot night. I had to share it to my story because I forgot all about that. I'm like, dang, they really got good chemistry in bed together.
Yeah, it was good.
And I mean, there was many scenes of Ridge, even as Thorsten K with this situation with Brooke, and it was just like, okay,
Yeah, I just I don't like the way they did things, and I don't know, like, obviously they threw the whole Thomas scheme in there to ensure that Brooke and Ridge, or Brooke and Taylor, didn't actually get back together. But I wish that it would have been, if they were going to do this, I wish it would have been less predictable. A less predictable situation.
Well, here's something that you guys will find interesting. It's a little bit of a spoiler alert. So apparently with Thomas next week, he's got to face the board of directors about what happened at Forrester in order whether or not he should keep his job. What happens in that family has nothing to do with him in that fashion line, to me. Now, I've seen a lot of reviews about that come out, yesterday, and people had a lot to say. And it was like, why would you need to have the board of directors determine whether or not he keep his job? What do you guys think about that?
I mean, there's moral clauses.
Yeah, I guess there's a morality clause if that's in there, but who wrote it? His dad?
No one there, because they don't have any.
I guess my thing is, if you can't trust the individual, if you can't trust someone, regardless of if what they did affected the business or not, like if he's pulling those kind of schemes off, then what's to say that he won't try to pull off some kind of scheme that affects work as well? And the people around you can't trust you. So I wouldn't want to work with somebody that I don't trust.
I can understand that.
Because he works with his family, right? So yeah, what he did was a personal issue, but we also have to come to work with you too.
Somebody said that that was Jenna. I think it's ridiculous. If there is a morality clause, they have all broke it.
Absolutely, yeah, they did. They definitely did not write a morality clause. They would have had to have somebody else write it.
Firing Thomas is going to kill their bottom line. Amaya says, though, Thomas should get fired. I don't care if his dad is the boss.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, think about it. He's the head designer for Hope's line. If you were Hope, would you want to come to work with him every day, working on new ideas for your line or whatever it is that you got to work on for your line?
Well, hopefully they find another designer that will match what he was doing.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I still can't believe that, he would ever work with Hope again after being, pushed into a vat of supposed acid.
Yeah, I mean, there's that too.
Yeah, I mean, they've done some things to each other.
Yeah.
But after listening to him tell you for weeks that I've changed, I've changed, I've changed,
Yeah, that was
yeah,
and then come to find out, oh, you haven't really changed because look what you did to your son.
You know what?
Right.
That
risk your relationship with your child and set up this, this fake CBS call, have them come to the house, talk to your child, and then you told your child to lie for you. You told them not to say anything.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Did Denny says morality clause when Brooke Dunn had a baby by her daughter's husband. Child, please have 3 seats. He said have 3 seats and the sofa.
Right.
Jenna says to me that the hope for the future line will suffer. And then Honey Smile says, where were the board of directors for every scandal Brooke, Steffi, Ridge, and Eric caused?
Oh, yeah.
There have been worse scandals than Thomas's. What about Eric on the hotel ledge, butt naked?
Oh, we go back.
Yes, we were way back.
Steffi got fired once before too. And her firing was caused because of something Liam set her up. This was before. Yep, this was before Liam had started a relationship with Hope or Steffi, and he set it up to make it look like Steffi did something to Hope, but I can't remember exactly what it was.
No, it was Brooke sleeping with somebody, and Liam didn't do it. Bill had it done, and Liam was a victim too. It was a video at the fashion show.
Yes, that's what it was.
That showed something about Brooke in a compromising position, humiliated her.
And Steffi got fired for it.
Yeah.
Melanie says, I don't like Thomas, just don't trust him, and manipulate won't stop. So yes, fire him from Forrester Creations. They didn't fire. Gina says they didn't fire him for being on the cover of a tabloid. And then Amaya says Thomas needs a psych evaluation, not a sketch pad. The writers screwed that man. I hate.
Yeah, I agree.
They destroyed that character.
And it's even worse because he doesn't think he did anything wrong still.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, they really destroyed that character. Yeah, okay, I just wanted to throw that out there because that's been buzzing the last 24 hours since that whole spoiler came out for next week. We still got to talk about Sheila Carter and that police chase and the stupidity of the police force.
Oh gosh, yes.
Crying out loud.
I mean, some people was like, what's the guy name? The police guy. What's his name? Not detective. What is his
Baker?
Name? Yeah, Deputy Baker. That he should have, instead of sitting up in there screaming and hollering with Steffi and Finn, he should have been out there on the streets. What do you think?
Yeah, because they're yelling at the cop that's actually chasing Sheila. What's happening now? What are you doing now? If you see an opportunity, you need to move. Like yelling at this guy who is actively in the process of chasing Sheila. and not only is Dr. Baker yelling at this cop, but Stephanie and Finn are yelling.
Right.
And I'm like, I called him Dr. Baker, Detective Baker. I'm like, why are you even still in the room with these two? You need to be somewhere. Go sit in your police car.
Like Jenna just said, where was the helicopter?
Yes, that was the same thing I was thinking. Is why is there no helicopter out there with the play-by-play of where Sheila is going?
Yeah, because there's no traffic jam in the sky.
Jenna said he kept saying that there was backup coming and we never saw it.
Yeah.
It was just the one cop. And then, they got cornered on the expressway, and then she found the way out, and it was just, and my son walked in when I was trying to get all of the scenes, and he was like, Mom, you do realize that looked fake. Because it just didn't make sense. He said, Mom, is that Sheila Carter? Did she get away again? I'm like, yeah, well, that looks bad.
Yeah. Well, and you know what's funny is if the cop never would have put his lights on, if he just would have kept just quietly following behind her.
Uh-huh.
He would have gotten away. He could have told it. They could have met up with other cops. Yada yada. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that whole thing was hilarious. And like it was a like Jenna just said, the guy looked like he was a one-man police station.
Yeah, it was Barney Fife.
Yeah, but now, spoiler alert, Sheila is supposed to show up at Finn and Steffi's house and reveal herself to them.
What is her end game though? That's what I don't understand.
Off the cliff.
Oh, you talking about off the cliff, girl? You so crazy. I don't know. That's weird. So I mean, Steffi is going to be furious.
I think she's gonna be scared.
And then Finn, I mean, what does that mean? Does he fight his mom? Do they call the cops? I guess we have to wait and see. But yeah, she's gonna come out of this. She should have did that a long time ago. Why did you go through sleeping with Deacon, running from the cops, wearing a mask when you're going to show up at their house anyway?
Right. Yeah, that's about amazing.
It's just crazy.
It is crazy.
Let's see. So we talked about Katie, we talked about Christmas, we talked about Deacon. This says Steffi is supposed to go into some PTSD over all of this. Ooh. Okay.
I wonder if they're gonna throw her back on a.
Oh, we've got to talk about Bill. Because yeah, Katie. Because see, we got the cliffhanger with last Friday with Katie hearing him out, and then on Monday, Katie turned him down and had Carter pick her up from his house.
That's right. That is right.
I'm like, girl. Well, first of all, it didn't make sense because how did you get there?
Yeah.
Right.
Why are you taking a cab?
Oh wait, she couldn't drive because she was too upset.
To get when she went to the house?
No, she drove. I think she drove herself there, but I think at one point she was too upset to drive.
So she left her car at Bill's, and then
I don't know. Maybe I read that wrong.
Oh,
maybe she took a car there.
Listen,
if that's the case, that's even more stupid.
That is even more stupid. But she had Carter come and pick her up from the house. I know he was pissed.
Yeah, but it's like Carter is really the only person she could find to come and pick you up. Because Brooke would have come and got her, or Donald.
Yeah,
or
she wanted
rubbing that in Bill's face.
Yeah, she wanted to stick it to Bill.
She certainly was.
Yeah, she wanted to stick it to Bill. And all that did was made Bill even mad. Now, according to, I guess he's supposed to shock the world with something because Liam is going to see it, whatever it is, show up on his phone and going to show it to Wyatt. So I guess we got to be on the lookout to see what Bill is going to do next. It must be something crazy. I hope they do go with the whole storyline, even though it's kind of crazy, where if they're firing Thomas, or maybe they will, I don't know, because they said the decision is going to be left finally up to Ridge, which why did you get the board involved if Ridge was going to make the final decision anyway?
Right.
But
maybe it's because it's tied or something.
I guess, girl, I don't know.
The votes are tied.
But I wouldn't mind seeing the whole thing where he go and work for Bill. Pull Adam.
So you think Bill would want to do that?
If he go to a dark place, he don't care. And then I even saw something that Bill's supposed to be teaming up with Sheila Carter.
Oh no!
I'm like,
what could Thomas do over at Spencer though?
Well, from what I understand,
he's a designer,
right? So he's going to create a new division where they supposed to be bankrolling the whole thing, which allows Thomas. Yeah.
Okay.
I would be okay. I don't mind hostile takeovers. That stuff keep the show interesting because I'm sick of the other stuff.
Yeah. I'm just trying to. I wonder if that would cause Liam to leave Spencer because he detests Thomas.
Yeah.
If that does happen.
Where he gonna go? He gonna be without a job unless he go work at Forrester with the rest of the Logans.
I'm sure they would find him something to do at Forrester, just like they did with Donald, who has no skills.
She answered the phone.
Evidently, she was in the chess club.
Oh, okay. Here we go. It says Thomas owns 5% of the shares. He's supposed to give that to Bill as collateral to start the business. Lord. I'm okay with that. Just something to shake this whole thing up. I need something different. Deacon has tried to get through to Dingbat Sheila to stay away from Finn, Steffi, and Hayes, but not. It has not registered to her. Well, she'll show up next week.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did we cover everything?
I think so. The kids looked adorable on Christmas.
They were cute.
Yeah, they did.
They were cute. All right, let's go ahead and do our final 2 segments, and then we'll call it a day so everybody can get back to Christmas weekend. What's wrong with you? You got to go shopping?
No, it snowed really bad here, and I got to go to my sister's house tonight, and I hate driving in the snow.
Oh, girl, please. Same. You know, I'm not that far from you. 2 states over. So I know what you're going through. It was below 0 here.
Okay. I'm so sorry. It's like 24 here now.
Girl, I'll take 24. It was negative 6 yesterday.
I'm so sorry, you guys. Y'all be careful.
You in a heat wave. You're in a heat wave compared to what we got going on.
People are so silly here. They don't take this seriously because it doesn't happen all the time. But we did have that awful freeze 2 years ago.
I remember.
But it was bad. But this one, we did shut the water off and did all the right things. So we're fine. But there are some people in North Texas that aren't doing so well right now. But not as bad as you guys have it, of course.
Oh, my God. It was so cold yesterday. And the wind chill was like 35 below because the wind gusts were like 40 to 50 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. So I just stayed in the house all day.
Yeah. The wind is still going here too.
Yeah, look like it's Jenna says it's cold weather, a deep freeze in the deep south.
Yep.
And Digit Denny says all I want for Christmas is for the Logans to fall off a cliff.
Oh, Digit Denny is hilarious.
I know.
I don't necessarily want him to go off the cliff, but yeah, I love him and I love to pick on him too.
Okay, so Melanie says she lives in Texas. It's 26 degrees down there, so it's not far. Obviously, you're not that far off, Trish.
Yeah, you guys got to be suffering at 26 in Texas.
It's rough for people who aren't used to it.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, I just hit my phone and it looks like my phone says 30 now. But the sun is shining. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous out there. Just I probably need a jacket to go outside.
Okay. Oh, she's in Louisiana. Oh, okay.
Oh gosh, yeah, it would probably be a little chillier there than here.
Oh, wait a minute. Melanie's in Texas and Jenna is in Louisiana. And Honey Smile is in Florida and she's still getting Christmas gifts. Telling everybody to stay warm. It's in Digit Denny is in New Orleans. It's cold, but it's manageable. Listen, I'll take manageable over -6.
Yes. I'm sorry, you guys. Oh my gosh.
All right, let's go ahead and do our flip the script segment and our who's taking a seat. So, what do you got for this week? Who want to go first?
I can go.
Go ahead.
So my Y&R flip is instead of Adam begging Victor for Chelsea to come over for Christmas, he just makes a decision and asks Chelsea if he can spend Christmas with her and Connor.
Okay.
And then the beautiful flip is Eric has Christmas with his family, not his girlfriend's family. And Donna and her sisters, can go do whatever they want to do for Christmas.
Okay.
And then my take a seat on Y&R is Kyle, because I felt like he was whining for an entire episode about wanting to spend Christmas with his mother.
Mm-hmm.
I know that probably sounds cold, but Kyle is like 30-something years old. Like, stop it.
But that's still his mama. Listen, mine is 20. Mine is 25, and she came through the. to get here for
I just
Christmas.
felt like he was whining about it.
Oh, okay. You
Like,
talking about the whining about it?
yes, I
Okay.
just felt like he was being a whiner, and also initially was not taking into consideration spending Christmas with his son and his wife. It was all about his mom.
Okay.
And they were basically, that whole episode was them trying to figure out how to get up to Diane without getting caught or whatever, being followed.
Mm-hmm.
So it was just annoying. And then my take a seat on Bold and Beautiful is Eric, one, because I feel like he has always disregarded his family for the Logans. And Brooke, because her little, I know that was just a little peck with a quick peck with Ridge, but her little I choose me lasted for like 5 seconds. Because he is going to fold the moment Ridge tries to talk to her about getting back together.
Yep. Okay, what you got, Trish?
So, okay, for the flip the script on Y and R, I would have wanted the entire situation with Diane to have not been this whole cabin escapade. And I don't even know what I would have wanted to do, but just not that. The whole thing was stupid. The flip the script on the Bold and the Beautiful is exactly the same as Keisha's with regard to Eric actually being with his family. And I wouldn't have even minded so much if the Logans were there, if they were all there, but they weren't. And I mean, I get it, Thomas, but everybody else should have been welcome. Nobody else did anything wrong that is, doesn't warrant an invitation to Christmas. And so that's my one for B&B. Now for the take a seat on Y&R, I definitely need for Jack to take a seat, and I need for Kyle and Summer to take a seat. On Bold and the Beautiful, I definitely think that the writers need to take a seat and figure out what the heck they're doing, because what happened this week on Bold and the Beautiful was just ludicrous with Christmas.
Yes.
Okay.
But other than that, it was great.
Yeah, you're so funny. All right. So before I say mine, Jenna says that Jack needs to take a seat on Y&R, and on B&B, Brooke needs to take a seat with Donna.
They can sit at the chess table.
Right. All right. Okay. So my flip the script on the Young and the Restless would have been the whole situation with Victoria and Billy and that whole thing. I know they were trying to do the whole Christmassy thing with that, you know what I'm saying? But I just think a lot of that was a little bit too soon.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, Johnny wanted it, but they brought it to his plate. He didn't know nothing about the darn thing until they told him about it. You know what I'm saying? So they probably could have just picked up the gift and then, at Christmas said, hey, whatever. But anywho. And then on the Bold and the Beautiful, my flip would have been Brooke pulling that fishing rod down and saying, ain't nobody getting no kiss over here.
Yes.
Ain't nobody kissing over here. I just told him I'm choosing me. And now you want him to be my destiny? Get that fishing rod out of here.
Oh, amen.
And then taking a seat on the Young and the Restless, Jack, you could have gave me that $1 million. Come on.
Yep.
Really? You gave away everything only for Diane to come right back to town. And she's not scared of him. Yeah, so Jack, sit down. We're gonna have to keep you away from the money for a while. Let your accountant handle it. And then
I have to ask you real quick. How much was that yacht that Billy bought? Was it over $1 million? Because I mean, if Billy could be fired from being CEO for that, shouldn't Jack be able to be fired for this?
Yeah, I would think so.
Money?
Yeah, I mean, you making negotiations with a felon. using Jabot money to take care of your baby mama.
I just had to ask. Sorry about that.
Oh my gosh. And then taking a seat on the Bold and the Beautiful is the whole writing staff for that Christmas episode. Are you serious? Yes. You did not include Steffi and Finn and Taylor. We know you wasn't going to invite Thomas, so I'm not going to even ask for that.
Right.
But why would you, and at least recast, the older Ridge's other half siblings to show up to see their father on Christmas? Come on.
Yep.
So, Brad, take a seat. Couch. Oh my God. Okay. I was wondering. Wait a minute. Let's see. I agree with Jenna. Take a seat. Okay. I was wondering if Lily was working than being with Billy, but instead he was with Victoria, Johnny. That's a good point. Billy, he didn't even spend time with Lily for holidays. We didn't see that.
Yeah. So I was wondering about that. Like, I was wondering if these were just, the couple of days leading up to Christmas, and then, him and Lily actually spent time on Christmas together, or like Christmas Eve, Christmas Day together. Because if he was with Chelsea, hanging out with Chelsea on Christmas, he has officially lost his mind.
Yep.
Like, come on.
Well, they did say, according to the spoilers, Lily is supposed to make a very painful decision next week.
Here we go.
So I don't know if that's about, Chance the Winners or about Billy, but I would cut him loose. How do you go and you spend Christmas with two of your exes?
Yep.
Because Chelsea is on one side of the table, and of course Victoria, which is, they share a child together, but still, but you couldn't call Lily and say, hey, Lil, we're going to be over at Society. You want to swing over? No, I would be mad too. You hanging out with all these people and couldn't call me.
Yeah.
Shoot.
Yeah, he's going. He's going
done.
Too far.
He's done.
And we need to, I cannot wait to figure out what the heck is going on with Daniel. Like, what this deeper issue is.
Something's going on with Daniel. Daniel is something creepy. It'll probably come out next year. We still got, what is it? What's the next sweeps? February?
I think so.
Yeah, so something should come out, which is what, okay, Jenna said, which is why they should have been including Christmas. Yes, I think that Thomas should have been there also. And I thought Ridge should forgive him. It's Christmas. That would have been an interesting Christmas episode.
Yeah. So that's why I was saying I think Eric should have done it separate, because there's no way that if I was Brooke or her sisters or Hope that I would have wanted to be in the same room with Thomas. So if Eric had a separate holiday from Donna, and just would have been his kids and his grandkids, different story.
Yeah, that makes sense. I could see that. Mary Hilda.
Although I still would, if I was Ridge, I'd still be, yes, you're my son, but you still did some crazy stuff,
some shady stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I there's two. You guys also stay tuned for the spoilers, but I'm gonna ask you guys if you're interested in doing this, or I can just release it as a separate 2 videos. So there is a 2022 year in review recap that I'm planning to do. Would you guys rather talk about it? We can do a separate day for that, or I can just do it separately. What do you want to do?
I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it with you.
Okay. And you guys in the chat, drop a 1 if you think that we should do a live year in review of both of the soaps, or would you rather do my pre-recorded recaps? Drop a 1 in the chat if you wanted that. I thought it would be fun. I already recorded the videos and I have the content, but if you guys want to talk about it live, we can choose a date. I'll put it out there and then we can talk about it.
Okay.
Look forward to it.
Okay, so yeah, they want to talk about it live review. Did you Denny put a 1? Okay, the 1s are coming in. So All right, so we'll pick a date to do the year in review. We'll probably do it toward New Year's, something like that. I don't know. You guys let me know your schedules.
Okay.
And we can coordinate it. Because I got all of the storylines that happened, and we can just talk trash about everything that happened this year.
I love it. I love it.
Sounds fun.
Denny says yes, we need to talk live because he need to drag Brooke some more.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So I'll keep you guys posted. You guys on the YouTube side and the podcast side, you guys will get that too. So don't think I'm leaving you guys out on the podcast side. And then we can talk about that and have some fun. But I'll send out a notice about it. So on YouTube, you'll get, just like I sent the notice yesterday for this live, you'll get it. Oh, Jenna says she want to rag on Jack some more too.
Yep.
All right, you guys, we're going to cut it short. You guys have an amazing Christmas. Don't eat too much. Hopefully you get do something fun. And we will talk to you guys next week.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Happy
Christmas,
holidays,
everybody.
everybody.
Happy holidays. See you later. Bye.